latest on Cam Newton for you guys out there on YouTube and on Facebook as well. The Carolina Panthers have allowed Cam Newton to seek a trade. So Newton is going to be going out, talking with teams, trying to figure out, hey, where can I go? Who wants me? Can I be a starter in this place? Meanwhile, the Panthers, Mitch, well, they have some interest in one Teddy Bridgewater as the quarterback potential trickle-down chaos here is underway.
This is fun. I mean, I know we just talked about Matt Rule, but I think what it comes down to is Cam Newton fully healthy? But I also think Cam Newton wants to be a starter. And if they are fully, truly interested in one Teddy Bridgewater, that tells me that they were like, hey, Cam, we're looking at Teddy. He's going to come in. He's going to start. And if I'm Newton, I'm going to go test the waters.
I want to bring this up, and we'll dive more in depth on destinations, but I have a genuinely serious question here. How is Cam Newton going to get a physical? Like that is the reality of the world we're in right now.
Yep.
Cam Newton has not been healthy. How are they going to figure out the physical side of it? Are you going to trade for a quarterback who you don't know if you're going to be healthy at all? That's a concern that I have.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, if you promise me Newton's fully healthy, oh yeah, I'm in. Like, oh yeah,
absolutely.
Sign me up right there. Like that's an MVP caliber quarterback. But you got to figure out the physical side of it. You got to figure out the health. So I think it's smart for Newton to go explore, figure out, okay, hey, what's going on here? You know, what's my value? Who wants to trade for me? Where can I go? Who wants me? And the trickle down of a deep quarterback market, we'll have to figure out where that goes. If you do move on from Newton, though, you're off the Kyle Allen train, right?
Yes,
okay.
off the Kyle Allen train.
I had to talk into it a little bit.
I mean, when Kyle Allen first came out, though, he was 4-0. He looked pretty decent, but I think we can all agree Will Grier, Kyle Allen, I don't really think they're the answers here at quarterback, and it really shouldn't surprise anyone that there are some reports out there that they are very interested in a Teddy Bridgewater who they were able to watch him play in the NFC South. He's a good, reliable quarterback, and we know that he's healthy. We don't know what Cam Newton is, and I don't think the Panthers do, and I don't think that we're going to know for a while because of this whole, go Bear situation.
We'll talk more about Bridgewater here in a second as well, but I do want to make note briefly. Joe Brady, Panthers OC, knows Teddy Bridgewater. They were in New Orleans together.
So should Carolina trade Cam Newton? Give us a Y for yes. Give us an N for no. I'm going to type my Y for yes at this point. I mean, if they are interested in Teddy Bridgewater, then yes, you move on from Cam Newton.
I don't think this is a black and white issue for Carolina. You're kind of in a weird...
It's a lot of layers.
You're in a weird situation where Cam Newton's got 1 year left on his deal. What are you going to get value-wise? Are you convinced Bridgewater's your guy? If you are, yeah, and maybe that's the route you go. But what are you going to get for Cam? In all seriousness, I don't know what his trade value is.
And I don't think that you're going to be – if you're an NFL team, there's no way I'm going to go out and trade for Cam Newton right now for me personally because of this whole, illness Gobert. You can't give him a physical. I think that's really going to impact his trade value, especially if you try to move him.
You can try to do the neutral site physical, but that's different. NFL teams don't like change. That's a factor there.
So should Carolina trade Cam Newton? Y for yes or N for no? Let's go to Teddy Bridgewater now because he is in demand. So the Bears, Panthers, others have interest. When we talked about Teddy Bridgewater and some teams where he could potentially go, this was a tough one.
Bridgewater's got some options here. Like they've got the Bears and the Panthers. The Bucs have shown some interest. I think the Chargers.
Heck, now even the Patriots.
They could have interest there. So I think Bridgewater, he doesn't feel the need to rush into this. So, look, the Panthers are exploring a trade for Cam Newton, or at least they're allowing Newton to explore one there. We'll see what ends up happening in terms of Cam Newton if he stays or if he's gone. If he's gone, Bridgewater makes a lot of sense as a destination there. So the report was those conversations are going well. Doesn't really say anything. I think it's in Bridgewater's best interest to wait. And if you choose to wait, you can increase your value. You can get more money and maybe even pick your best destination as well. I think that's a big factor for Bridgewater and even for Carolina. Like Carolina, their coaching staff is there for a long time, 7-year contract. They don't have to rush into anything. They can choose to take their good old sweet time if they so want to do that. Bridgewater's in a similar boat. So we'll see if this ends up being a take that did not age well. I don't think this will be done in an instant. I think this one might take a little bit longer.
So Teddy Bridgewater, we do have a tweet coming around from Tom Pelissero. A lot of Toms today. A lot of Toms. Teddy Bridgewater was with the Panthers OC Joe Brady in New Orleans in 2018. If anyone knows what Bridgewater can do at this stage of his career, it's Brady. One to watch with Cam Newton expected to move on. Tom, only
I would say Sean Payton has a better feel, or even Pete Carmichael might have a better feel since they were with the Saints more recently. But the point still stands that there is that connection. And NFL teams, they tend to like connections.
Absolutely. So we also have what's looking like a quote here from Carolina's GM, which we'll get to in just a sec. But I think when you got to think about the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, we talked about it earlier with the Houston Texans and DeAndre Hopkins being one of the most influential players of that team. I mean, you got to think Cam Newton has been that franchise player for this Carolina Panthers roster.
He's been that guy.
They were
for
2-14 when they went out and drafted him and had an MVP season in 2015. Yeah. He means a lot to this organization. So if he were to be traded, it would be some pretty groundbreaking news. Now,
it'd be a big deal.
So here's the Marty Herney quote. Every year, difficult decisions are made, and they are never easy. We have been working with Cam and his agent to find the best fit for him moving forward.
I want to make note here as well, by the way. Best fit moving forward doesn't preclude it from still being Carolina.
Correct.
Cam Newton, I think there is a legitimate chance that he goes around and explores, and the Bears go, pass. Patriots go, we don't trust your health. And other teams go, we kind of want somebody else instead. It isn't a uniquely loaded quarterback market for players of Newton's caliber because of his health concerns. So I no longer know where Cam Newton's going to play. Like maybe 20 minutes ago we said Carolina. I will retract that and say there's a good chance I was wrong. But I don't know where he ends up going.
So where do you guys think that Cam Newton is going to play next season? If you watch this video, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere that you see this question, I want you to put it in the comments below. Where will Cam Newton play next season? Now, if you're like me, I do have a Carolina Cam Newton jersey. It's the beautiful blue one, chatsports.com/jersey deal. I'm probably going to have to get a new one. I'm probably going to have to get a new jersey, but it's okay. Luckily for us, we found these. They're under $80. So if you have a favorite player, you have a favorite team, go support them. We'll put the link below, chatsports.com/jersey deal in the comments, in the description, so it's easy to find, easy to click on. Go get yourself some new swag. Yeah. New jersey. Who you getting?
How about a DeAndre Hopkins Cardinals one? Sorry, Houston fans. I'm kind of ripping on you. All right, I'll do a different player next time. How about that?
Different player next time.
And by the way, stay tuned. That link will have the new players that are signed and traded in a little bit. You just kind of got to wait a little bit.
I'd probably go with the Saquon Barkley, Penn Stater.
Ooh, okay, so good pick.
I want you to pick a quarterback now, because obviously this is going to be the debate. Teddy Bridgewater or Cam Newton. Who would you go with? So if you're going to go with Teddy B, type B. If you're going to go with Cam, Superman, I want you to type N. If you want to put a Superman emoji in there, I'm okay with that as well. I'm actually, for me, this one's pretty easy.
What am I paying Bridgewater?
That's true. So let's go in the middle. Let's go in the middle.
I asked that knowing it doesn't really help me have any clarity. I'm just trying to stall and kill time.
So there was a report. It was between 20 and 30, which is like the most ridiculous report ever.
Pretty wide range.
So let's go right in the middle, 25.
Give me Bridgewater, I guess. I wish Newton was healthy. Like if I knew that Cam Newton was healthy, I'd go with Newton.
Okay.
But at this point, I can't trust him to be healthy. And Bridgewater has recovered from that gruesome knee injury. He's been healthy the past couple of years. So even though I think the upside is maybe higher for Cam Newton, who has been an MVP quarterback, I'm gonna go with Bridgewater, and I'm gonna take that one, and I will play it a little bit safer with a little bit less risk and potentially a little bit more money as well.
Time for football. Caleb Holtz and then Caleb Mills. They all agree with you. They're typing their B for Teddy Bridgewater. Let's look at some other notable free agent quarterbacks. Tom Brady has announced that he is not going back to the New England Patriots. You have Phillip Rivers, also not going to go back to the Chargers. Jameis Winston becomes interesting. Teddy Bridgewater. So here's some quarterbacks, Tom. I mean, Teddy has been the one that's really, really been hard to figure out. And here's some quarterbacks on the trade block. You got Cam Newton, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles. Some people might even add.
So let's flip back and forth between these two for a little bit, because I think it really indicates what the market looks like. So obviously the Patriots, Chargers, Bucks, and Saints. Well, not the Saints, excuse me. Patriots, Chargers, Bucks all need starting quarterbacks.
Correct.
You already had 4 available up there. Cardinals don't, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Panthers need one. So you're even on the free agent side. But then you got Cam Newton. Andy Dalton, Nick Foles. You got 3 extra options right there. You've already maxed out, and you've got too many starting caliber quarterbacks. 4 spots available. Houston's not gonna. Green Bay, Detroit, Denver's not. Dallas isn't. Cleveland's not. Bengals aren't. Packers aren't. Houston's not. Colts are an option there, so that takes up one of the spots.
As much as I hate to say it, I mean, Derek Carr could be an option to go somewhere else as well.
Sure, but that opens up Derek Carr. It also opens up the Raiders, so it's a net gain there. You know, Chargers are in the mix. You've mentioned them before. The Rams. I don't think Miami. I think they're going to go draft pick and just stick with Fitzpatrick for a year. Saints aren't. Giants aren't. Jets, Eagles, Steelers, Niners, Seahawks, Titans, Redskins. Those teams aren't going to spend money on a quarterback or trade for one in terms of making him the starter. So the numbers don't work out in favor of the players. There's too many out there.
What if for the Steelers, same thing, you're not sure how healthy Ben Roethlisberger is. They did just clear up some money.
They got to pay Bud Dupree and other guys. That's what that's
I know,
for.
but maybe you're unsure with what you got in Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, then you can go with Jameis Winston as a cheaper option. It's like Winston isn't even on that list.
Yeah.
Like that's the numbers game that's being played here, and that could negatively impact Cam Newton as he searches for a trade. Could negatively impact Andy Dalton. Chicago's looking for a mix, but maybe Newton makes sense there. I think that could be a fit, but I don't know if there's going to be a locked in, we're going to trade for Cam Newton no matter what, the same way it would have been, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy how much things have changed in recent years.
So Cam Newton, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, all on the trade block, and if they get traded, we're going to be coming at you here on Chat Sports. So make sure that you're subscribed, make sure the notifications are turned on, and how about this? Once you click the notification bell, I want you to comment yes. That way Tom and I know. That way the Chat Sports team knows that you got your notifications turned on. But if you love NFL, if you love breaking news, now's your time to subscribe. Turn on the noties. It's 100% free. So Cam Newton, he is seeking a trade because he's been given permission by the Carolina Panthers because of some reports coming out that they are interested in one Teddy Bridgewater.
Really an interesting path here for Carolina when, 30 minutes ago I thought, they're not going to trade him. That's going to be dead. Everyone in the media world's gone back and forth on he really won't be. Now they're giving him permission. I want to emphasize this point again, guys, for those of you just now tuning in. The injury side of it, Newton is not healthy. That's a big factor, especially when physicals, quite frankly, are a little bit tricky to come by, at least the way NFL teams are used to in light of what's going on around the world right now. That's a factor here. Now, there will be interest in Cam Newton. I'm just curious what that interest is going to look like.
Yeah.
Maybe a team that misses out on Brady, the Bucs or Chargers, have interest in him. Maybe the Bears got someone, which I think would be a great fit for Chicago, quite frankly. Beyond that, it gets a little bit dicey. Maybe the Colts, if they don't end up picking Rivers, I'm not sure. This is a very unique situation for Cam Newton. If this had been the case last year, the market would have been great for him. Now, not so sure.
So here's some potential Cam Newton trade destinations. We have the Chicago Bears, the Los Angeles Chargers, which 3 minutes ago, Jacina Anderson said that he is in the mix for the Chargers. You got the New England Patriots. They're moving on from Tom Brady. The Miami Dolphins, they have some money to spend. They have been spending it. Could be interesting to see if he would go down to Miami. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They want a big, strong-arm quarterback. If Cam Newton's healthy, that's him. It's interesting. I mean, Cam Newton, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin would be one heck of a miss.
I think a lot of this depends on Brady, too. Like, once Brady makes his call between, I think, Bucs or Chargers, one of them, I think, makes a lot more sense for Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And if Patriots, I think, do still make some sense as well, but it's an interesting market, and because there's so much uncertainty here, that could be tricky for Cam Newton in terms of finding a spot with where he ends up going.
So let us know in the comments section where you think Cam Newton is going to play this upcoming season.